Hey, how are ya? Welcome. It's the usual Thursday show. Hope you are well. Hope you're doing all right. Let's get going. Hey, it's a little neat trick for tonight. I put myself as a circle in the corner. Woo! I finally figured it out how. So let's get going. Let's get crafty. I'm getting my desk arranged here because I'm very disorganized. Yeah, I'm a little disorganized. I'm fighting a head cold. It is not technical difficulties. All right, let's reboot my hub. Oh my goodness. Eventually, I need to get a better solution than this. Because this isn't working. All right, let's try this again. All right, try this again. Da, 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 da. Now I gotta reset everything. I always have technical difficulties. This should be coming along. Yes. Okay, we're back. Hopefully, we're good. That hub is such a problem over there. Okay, so today's project, I'm still trying to think of. So FYI, I'm battling a really fun head cold right now, which is really, really not fun. Ooh, and I'm burpy too. All right, I know what I want to use. So the idea of today's theme is someone suggested I could do a candidate card, and I'm like, huh? A little odd concept. Actually, that could work. Actually, no. I made this yesterday. I love this card, but that's not the card I'm going for. No. I'm going for a different card style. My goodness, I am disorganized. Okay. I got the strip of paper. So we're using Sweet Sorbet. It's retired color, but I really wanted that red happening. But now I gotta pair it with something. Because I don't have a full... So here's the going concept. Is remake this card but differently. And I don't have a plan on the colors. I just know I wanted Sweet Sorbet. We got that. Now what am I going to pair it with? I don't really know. That's a great question. So the theme is Canada. So how do I pull off Canada? The idea is I want to use the Simply Sparkling pop cans. I want Sweet Sorbet. I'm just going through some older colors. Now, Canada is white and red. So, and yeah, pretty much. I'm just going to go through some of these packs. Ooh, I got a darker red. Ooh. Let's see what this gets us. I'm not feeling it. I'm not feeling the darker red. Darker red would be nice. Okay, so I've got red. Huh. I've already stumped myself on this entire project. Okay, kitty, cat, come up with something here. Yeah, I'm totally not planning for tonight. So let's wing it. I'm just trying to think. What colors do I want to do? Boo, 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 boo. Oh, I'm getting an idea. I'm getting more than one idea. Actually, let's keep that out because we might do another one. Because I am so getting an idea. Alright, let's roll with me here. Okay, I'm in an embossing mood too. Because that will work. Okay, I have too many ideas tonight. Maybe we'll do more than one idea. Okay, alright. Just thinking. Okay. Way too many ideas. Wow, I am so scattered. Alright, let's actually get crafting. And we'll make this come together. So I want Sweet Sorbet cardstock. I do have that here. Bear with me a moment. I gotta move a box. Because Art Room is kind of going through not much of a transition, just a state of chaos. So that's something I gotta work on. So I have Sweet Sorbet cardstock, actually, because I was using it to do Christmas cards, which I never did. So there's Sweet Sorbet. So these two cards will have sweet sorbet card base because I got more than one idea in my head here on what I want to do. Okay, we got those. And we're going to need 2 of those red pieces. So let's just grab the second one while we're at it. There we go. And then we're going to need some white cardstock. Because we're going to try something new today. Or new for the video content. I just learned this on the weekend. It is a really cool concept on how to make your own faux DSP using your paper trimmer and inks. But let me at least get this cut. I want 5 1/4 by 4. And I need 2 of these. That's 1, so put 1 off to the side. And let's get the second one. 5 1/4 by 4. Okay, that one's done. Now, making your own DSP. This is really cool. So, what we're going to do is on every 1/2 inch. So, for example, that's 3 1/2. Score it. Next 1/2 inch, 3 inch. Score it. Next one, 2 1/2. Score it. And then 2. And then 1 1/2. And then 1. And then last one is 1/2 inch. Okay. So we've got this scored. Can you see it? No. It's scored every 1/2 inch, okay? Believe me, it is. All right. So paper trimmer off to the side for a bit. So we're going to need red ink. We're going to put these, I know I need to cut these as well, duh. So let's cut these 2 before I totally forget. So these should be 5 1/4 each for what we're trying to do tonight. Because we're doing this card twice, but differently, the second one. So I've got 2 ideas in my head, and we're just going to roll with both of them. Because the idea that I'm going to go with is it's still going to be kind of, sort of Canada themed, but without fully Canada. Because, okay, when someone said they make a Canada card, and I'm like, what? If you're like me, who makes Canada cards? Who gives them? I have no idea. Because I reminding myself, like at this time of the year, we have in the stores, the knickknacks, especially in the dollar store. I don't know if you've noticed, there's the knickknacks. There's so much going on. It's Canada Day. There's pencils, which I love pencils. I'm like, hey, I could do pencils any day I want. Alrighty. So, but I'm going very red, but I feel like we need another color. Okay? And there's so many choices. We could do black, but black just feels really super strong. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to dive under the table, maybe, once I find a color. I want gray. Now, there's 2 ways of doing this. I might use a different gray. I have a couple grays on the table, and this might work effectively. So I also have here basic gray and pebble path. So I'm going to try to use these as a concept. This is going to get really, really unique and cool. And this might get really messed up, and it's going to get really messy too. So, make sure your desk space is clear as much as you can. Have a good scrap of paper, or if you have the fancy new, actually show the whole thing. This is the new Stampin' Up! Glass mat. It is available to all you public very, very soon next week. And so here's another thing, keep in mind. Next month we're having bonus days. So anyone who places an order between July 3rd to the 31st, if you spend $60, you can get a $6 coupon. So very useful if you buy the glass mat next month. you get a coupon because the glass mat is over 60. It is really, really cool. Okay. I'm gonna do basic gray. I'm feeling basic gray. Anyway. So, we're gonna start with the red. And this will work with both ink pads, so we're just gonna roll with it. Alright, so I've opened it up. So you notice how this side's got a lot more white, and that side has less white. Use this side. And then we're literally just gonna scrape across your sheet of paper. You're making literally your own wood grain DSP. Literally. Because we have those score marks in there. That looks really, really good. So let's put the red aside for the moment. And then we're going to do the same with the gray. Now, because the gray is a little smaller, it's easier and harder. And try to go in the straight line. First time I did this, I was pretty messy. Oh, that looks really cool. That looks, oh my god, that looks neat. That is so cool, eh? What do you think? That is a great way of making your own DSP. And I feel like less is more. So let's just leave it and let's let that dry for a bit. But isn't that so cool? Because essentially if you don't have any decorative papers, look how easy you can make your own with using two colors. Literally a big one and a little one. And how easy is actually little ones are a little more easier to work with, but that's so cool. That's awesome. Okay, let that dry. Now, I want to do some embossing because we're doing two cards. Same card but twice. So let's put that off to the side. That is so cool. Alrighty. Now, I'm just double checking my sizing. Okay. I need an embossing folder because I'm really in the mood to emboss tonight. I might even do heat embossing. We'll see. We will see. Now that could be really, really cool. Alright, I gotta dig for a moment because I have most of my embossing folders are way into a box that isn't so accessible because I did not have a plan. So give me a few minutes. Feel free to get a cup of something and come back in a short because I gotta find some folders. Which I can't reach. Okay, here's some folders. What are these guys? Ooh. Ooh, stripes and splatters. Ooh, even better. Ooh. Oh, I'm getting cool, even more ideas. Oh, stripes and splatters. Oh, I'm getting more ideas. You know what? Let's do this twice. And let's do the second one with that new technique we just did. Oh my god, that's going to be so cool. Okay, I'm actually getting excited. Alright, we're going to have to cut our piece of paper. Because I want to see what this looks like just as it is. Now, this piece is a little thinner than my intention. But that's okay. Because we're going to be covering it up anyway. Alright, I just want to get that put away. So I don't know if this is current or not. I should look that up. It probably isn't. I think it was a Celebration add-on last season. Okay, so let's get another white piece of paper. Because this is going to be so, so cool. Alright, another white. I got a partial here. So again, 5 1/4. I usually end up cutting these 2 at a time. That way it's just easier so I know what they're already cut for size. And then by 4. And then by 4. So I've got 1 extra for future. Alrighty. This is going to be so cool. I think so anyway. Okay, I don't know where everything is. Okay, go, 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 go. I'm excited. Alright, so we've got 2 of these. Where's my second one? Hiding. You're hiding. Okay, we've got 2 of these. And 1 embossing folder. So we gotta do 1 at a time. And also helpful if I take this away for a few minutes. You can tell I love making messes, eh? So technically, I could almost get away with using the mini Stampin' Die and Emboss machine, but because this is 4" across, might as well just use the biggie. It's just easier. So here we go. Now, I gotta read back on the packaging. These are 3D embossing folders. Because I gotta follow the plate's instructions. which luckily the plates do say what it is as I'm grabbing more stuff I don't need here. I've got paperwork that is private that got mixed in there. Alrighty. So look at the main, hold on, let me hold this up a little better. Here's the main plate. So die cutting embossing folder, so 3D embossing. It wants plate 1 and plate 4. So that's 1 and 4. And then take the folder. I'm going to put the other plates away because we're not going to need them right now. Alright, so to kind of help and explain a little. So take one of these, open it up, sandwich it in, make sure it's on the embossing section. Easier said than done. Close it up. And then ideally, the hinge goes in first, ideally, if possible. I'll just put it that way, and then put the plate in, and then just roll it through. And this should work. I don't usually do this type of embossing, but it's a lot of fun. Okay, and my handle's getting loose, so I think I'll tighten it up on camera. Let's see how that turned out. Yes, there is a super nice embossed piece of paper. Hell yeah. So let's do it again, because I want to back up in case I really royally mess this one up tonight. And here we go again. Because maybe I'll make a third card. Maybe I'll do scrappies. Maybe I will make a third version of this card. Okay, so that is done. So let's have a look-see. Oh, yes, that is so cool. So again, wood grain, since this work is working so beautifully. So let's put the plates away, and then let's show how to fix the die cut and emboss machine. In case you're wondering, yes, there's tape. My baby puppy buddy, back when he was a baby, went super chewy on this thing, so I had to put it away from him and keep him from chewing it. So these are awesome. Love embossing. Alright, so let's get this folded up. Okay, so let me show you what's happening. Let me move those, because that's now nicely embossed. Oh, yes. I'm going to be loving this project tonight. I guess we're making 3 cards. Okay, we're getting the triple feature. So I have here in my box of tools on my desk, just above me here. There should be here. Come on, where are you here? Of course, now's the time I can't find it. Oh, my goodness. This is not good. Alright, let me move this whole box as I knock everything else around. So in here is an Allen key that belongs to the Stampin' Up! Die Cut and Emboss machine. And I see it now. There you are. There you are. So it's always good to keep it nearby, because this loosens up. If anyone has advice on how to permanently fix this, I would love to hear it, because this is a bit of a problem. Now I'm also thinking about, for the third card, now that we're going to do 3 tonight, maybe do a different color scheme than the Canada Red. So I'm just going to Allen key this. That way next time, because this will pop off completely if I don't do it. And I have a cute buddy who is currently not under me, which is a surprise. Actually, I have him blocked out of the art room. That's why he can't get in. Temporarily. That way, get this nicely fixed up. And this is now nicely back together, so I can use it. And then Allen key goes back my little baggie into my little bucket. And we're good until the next round. So this is the big version. This is the 6-inch version, so you can fit in 6 inches of paper in this one. We also have a 3-ish inch version, which can almost fit 4 inches, I think. I'd have to pull mine out, but it's under the table. So that's for the Stampin' Up! Machines. They are definitely worth the investment if you're big into crafting. Even as simple as Look at that wood grain texture. Oh my god. Okay. Now we gotta do that ink technique again that we just did earlier. That way we've got two variations. So one of these put aside because we don't want to ruin it. And I had ink, red, and basic gray. So let's do it again. I'm right-handed. Oh, that is so cool. I'm just going to flip it over because I am right-handed. There. I'm not so worried about that because that's going to get covered up in our project. So that's... Oh my god, that looks even better. Could be. Well, we'll see later. Let's get the basic gray going. That is so cool. So that's the two versions. What do you think? You know what? This still looks better. I feel like that needs a little more color. I want to add a little more red onto that, which might be a bad idea. Let's add a little more red. Oh, yeah, that looks cool now. Let's just flip it over. Do it again. Oh, that looks cool. Alrighty. That is awesome. So the third card we'll figure out in a little while what the color scheme will be, but that just looks really, really neat. Okay. Now, let's kind of sort of figure out our layout. So I mentioned earlier about, I think I put in the description Simply Sparkling, which we're going to do. So let's get on that. Now I'm going to need some scraps. Luckily for me, I've got my scraps of paper here. And luckily for me, I've got these note cards, which will work beautifully for tonight. So I need two of these. So really one. And I also need a scrap piece of paper. So let's grab a scrap. Actually, we're going to need a third one, I just realized, because we're going to be doing the same card 3 times. So, let's grab a third one. Okay. Now, first things first, now we're definitely going to need the black ink, and we need to make a mask. So put these beautiful white cardstock pieces aside. This is the official white cardstock. Sometimes I use scraps because I have so much scraps. So we need this for a moment. Flip it over. Because this is like really, really old paper. Now let me find my Simply Sparkling stamps. Because this is so going to be worth it. Alright, Simply Sparkling. We need the pop can. And we need a block. Alright, so here we go. Lay it on the block. I'm going to go off to the side a little bit because it will fit. Get the black ink. And actually, before I get totally messy here, I'm going to get my sponge ready. So I now keep a bucket of water on the desk. I'll show it in a moment. That way my very yucky sponge is good to go. I'll show you my bucket. And it's already looking colored. Like these sponges are well loved. Alrighty. Just going to dry my hand. That way my hand is drier. So as I work on this really cool technique. This is going to be so cool tonight. Alright. And then take the black ink. Take my stamp, get some generous ink on there. Alright, and then on the white scrap, assuming it's going to fit, I hope so, stamp on there. That's pretty good. I didn't quite get the bottom, but that's okay. And then come back to these. So we need 3 sets. So let's ink it up again, and now we know we have a bit of a problem on the back end. and that's okay. Alrighty. So generous ink. So on each of these, kind of sort of centered, press down, and because I didn't quite get the edge of that bottom stamp pretty good, press it a little. There we go. And then do it again on that one. And we're going to do it again on one of these. So we're going to need 3 sets. And then do it again. And then press down, because I'm just choosing to use this block for tonight. That looks good. So put it off to the side and then do one more. Then press down. And there we go. We got 3 sets started. Now you're probably wondering why we got this first one. So let's cap the ink for the moment so we don't totally stick our hands in it. Something to keep in mind with all the 3 ink types. I know that's green, but roll with me. So that's the classic big pad you can store flat, right side up. Mental ink, reverse. The little spots, reverse. A little tip for you for today. So we're going to come back to some of that in a bit. Now, grab some scissors. And that pop can that we just cut, or we just stamped, cut her out. Because this is going to be our mask for when we stamp the rest of the pop cans. And if you need a second mask, go ahead and stamp a second one. But I think we'll be okay with just one for tonight. And cut it like super exact to the line. We do have dies that will cut these out, but I believe it cuts a bit of a border. And I don't want that border tonight. I just want the exact shape good to go. So then when we're ready, put the scissors away. Bring back our 3 and our ink, and we're going to keep stamping. So we're doing a little technique here. So next up is, we'll do it on the single one here, is take our mask and put it right on top of what we just stamped. That way when we stamp in and around it, it'll mask it nicely. And then I'm going to shoot off a message to some peeps in a moment. So I'm also going to hang on to it with my finger. And then kind of sort of like that. Stamp on there. So I'm partially on the mask to one. I'm going to press down on the bottom because it's a little finicky. And then lift up. And there we go. Isn't that cool? Great way to mask, eh? So I'm just going to shoot someone a quick message. Because I have 2 people who love watching. And they always complain, we miss your show. Well, here's a chance to get on. So then we're going to have to do the next one. We're going to mask again on the first one. The original one. Ink this up. We're going to put one on the other side. Because the theme for this one, as everything's slidey, is Canada Day. What's your definition of Canada Day? What do you like to do? I know for me, I'll probably be spending time with the family, with the puppies, because they are so wonderful. And when I think of Canada Day, I think it's a great day to relax, to party, be social, have a couple of drinks. I think you see the theme here. There we go. How cool is that? That way, our drinkable friends can all have a drink each. So that's one set done. Now we're going to do the other set, because all these 3 cards are going to be more or less the same. So let's just work on the upper one. Now you get the idea of the vision of how you do this. Even if you don't have any dies or you don't have a die cut machine to be able to do it, that's where card 1 is literally done with, hey, no die cuts involved. Card 2 and 3 have some die cuts, but they are a lot of fun if you ever get into them. Okay, so that's good to go. I'm just going to hang on to move the ink out of the way slightly. Come on down. I think the mask shifted slightly, but that's okay. And then make sure I press down the bottom. I accidentally rocked it. Okay, not bad. I did pretty good. I messed it up a little bit, but you can't really tell. All right, let's do it again. And the way I'm building this card, even though it's Canada Day kind of themed, doesn't have to be Canada Day. It can be birthday. It can be anything you like. So stamp on there, onto the mask side. Press down that bottom because the stamp is a little too big for this application. There we go. And that is, look at that. Look how good that is. Okay, let's do it again for the third one. All right, it's going to clear my notifications. So ink this up. I know, that makes a lot of noise, doesn't it? How annoying is that, eh? All right, that's nicely inked up. And then I'm just going to go for it. Give it some firm pressure, solid pressure, not trying to wiggle it. There we go. Okay, that is cool. Now we got one more to do. I know, it's really noisy tonight. And then last one, there we go. Just plonk it down, go for it. Doesn't have to be perfect. They're all going to look a little different, and that's okay. Just the idea of everyone's chumming and having a drink. There we go. I kind of missed it a little because it shifted a little, but that's okay. When we color it in, we can fix that. So there, that portion of the stamping is done. I was going to put the black ink off to the side, clean my stamp, put the stamp, because this stamp is good. But isn't that cool? Alrighty. So then next up, we need to think about what we're doing here. So it's Canada Day, but it's also generic, if you're rolling with me. So I knew I had, and I used these last year. I had from an old paper pumpkin kit, these leaves, which I think are going to be very useful for today. So I just need to think for a moment on these 3 cards, because 2 are red. I think I'll do a bluish theme for our American friends here, because, you know, July 4th is an important day as well. So I'm just thinking, I feel like we've got a lot of red happening, okay? I could do gray. So we've got the gray here, basic gray. We can stamp off, which we can do. But we also need, I also want to make this, we also have some phrases too. Extra bubbly, fizztastic, best ever. I think we'll roll with that. So let's grab some leaves. Let's keep our mask nearby in case we need it. And I'm in the mood for a birthday card, I think. So let's grab that leaf. All right, let's see what we can do here. So let's get the basic gray. And then we're going to stamp off. And then we're just going to get my mask back, because this might be a little bit of a disaster. And then stamp on there. So I got a little bit of excess ink on there, but that's okay. It gives the card character. So do it again. Stamp off. This time, this card is there. There we go. Isn't that pretty neat? And then do it again. We're going to do all three with that gray. 3 sets. And then stamp off. So this is like multi-generational stamping, which is super useful if I want the gray, but not a strong gray, okay? So let's do it again to the second set. And that's why it's also useful to have scrap paper. I can easily do the stamp off onto the glass mat and clean it later, but I just love making a mess on the paper. I don't know about you. There we go. That one's good. And stamp off. Stamp on. There we go. And then one more. Let's bring our mask back in. Then stamp off. Stamp on. There we go. That set is good. And then because I want the third card to be slightly different, we're going to swap stamps. We're going to use the other leafy one. Just for the heck of it. Let's change it up. Let's use the other leaf. Might make it really interesting. Alright, so let's bring the mask back in case we need it, so we don't make too much of a yucky mistake. So stamp off. Stamp on. That's nice. Stamp on. Stamp off. There we go. And then let's not, we're going to need it, but just in case I do something stupid. So stamp off. And stamp on. I put my hand in the ink. There we go. So that one, just to give it something a little different. You know, I'm in the mood for something different. Alright, cap that for the moment. Now, I want to use some phrases, because this could be birthday, this could be celebration, this could be literally anything. So let's put, so this is an old paper pumpkin stamp set from, I don't even know the name of it. It made little, you know, Halloween fall treat boxes. So super, super cute. I love these stamps. I keep so many of these because they're so useful. Okay. So let's come back to the Simply Sparkling for a moment. Let's get best ever. And let's do best ever. Let's keep doing the gray theme. So best ever. It's going to go in the center. There we go. That looks cool. And then we'll do the same to those two centers. There we go. Doesn't that look cool? That way all our drinks, alcoholic or non-alcoholic, whichever way you want to look at, because hey, I've got mine here, my non-alcoholic. Alright, there. All the best evers are done. This is going to look really, really good. Cap that for the moment. Just habit. Habitual. Cap the ink in case I do something silly. So then, whoops, I got everything falling over today. So then, next is from the Simply Sparkling. Let's grab Fizztastic because it's a little smaller. All right, let's do Fizztastic, and then we will do Extra Bubbly at the end. So ink Fizztastic, and that's going to go on the left one. And again, the left one. And again, the left one. Done. And then we're going to bring in Extra Bubbly for the right one. And then we got lots of coloring to do in a little while. So come on, Extra Bubbly. So these stamps, in case you're wondering, they're kind of pink color. As they get used, they get more well loved and even better. So these stamps age really well. So Extra Bubbly. I almost threw that on there. Extra Bubbly. And then let's bring in the third. And it's 10 to 8. Oh my goodness. It's going to be a long session. What took me so long with setup was I was mucking around with the circle. That way, it just looks so much better. Because I'm like, you know what? I'm going to take an extra few minutes and learn how to do that tonight. Just looks better, eh? Okay, that is done. Awesome. Okay, so more or less, majority of the stamping's done, and that's it for the stamping. Super easy and cool. Super, super cool. And yeah, I'm just looking at my stamps. Gonna put them away. And then, so remember, the third one is gonna be the odd one out. We'll come back to that in a little while, but let's get, hey Jenny, you're finally here. Welcome, welcome. So we are doing a candidate / birthday / whatevers. That way, it'll be something cool. I'm doing okay. Just crappy week. I've been sick. So I'm going to quickly recap a little bit. We stamped these. We did this with the full wood grain technique, and then I did some embossing. I embossed these two. I inked that with the same technique as that, and I kept that as blank because I really want that blank. So we're just going to keep that off to the side for a bit. Now, we're making 3 of the same cards, but the third one is going to be a different color because I'm going very heavy red with 2 of the 3. The third one, I'll probably do a blue, but I don't know yet. We'll see how we go. So next up, we're going to bring in some colored pencils. Now, because I already know I want a blue theme, we're going to go for it. So feel free to later on, if you're catching a replay, to go back and watch how did I stamp these. I'll do a quick mention. What I did was, this is just one piece. These are no cards, because this is like the kind of size I like. So I did one of these ahead of time. That way I stamped the center ones first, and then as I'm stamping, I covered this up so I can stamp and then stamp. That way we have a nice overlap look. I used Memento Black, and then the gray, which almost looks like black actually. The basic gray. So that was a great way of technique to maximize. So I'm just going to bring in my pencils. So I have a gray here somewhere, so let's use the gray and get going. Thanks, Jenny. Yeah, this is going to be really cool. And like, I'm going on my take on what I feel Canada is, being the sharpening of my pencil, is it's middle of summer. It's a drinking holiday, if you're with me on that. So that's where I'm going with this theme. And the original card concept that I did, is here somewhere. This is an original one I did the other day. So same idea, just doing something a little differently with it this time. Alright, so I got the gray. I'm also going to need red, so I might as well pull up my colors now. I got cherry cobbler. I have a red. I have another red here somewhere. That's a light red. So we'll just kind of hang on to those for a bit. And then we'll figure out the blues in a little while. So Let's get mass coloring here as quick as possible because this is going to be a lengthy video. So let's get this one out of the way. And then for the leafies and all these, I stamped off before I did the second generation stamping, which is super effective. So this basic gray is supposed to be the same color as that basic gray, but here's the interesting part. It doesn't look the same, eh? But that's okay. Because technically these are watercolor pencils. If I add any water on it, it might really ignite to the other color, but I'm choosing not to do watercoloring because that's a different ball of mess. And I'm also trying to show technique. So the 3 cards I'm doing, one of them anybody can do, and the other 2 are a little more stepped up. So first, just trying to get the color on there. And you know what? Sky's the limit when it comes to this. I have the dies to make these pop cans, including the accessories. So it's fun to take gray paper or holographic paper. We did that in January for my birthday because I featured this stamp set for my birthday party. And this stamp set and dies, I believe, are still available. It is a fun one. And even though it's more, I already put it away, but there's so many ways of using this. And it's been one that I've been using a lot lately. Because I recently did the Strawberry Fair. So we had this stamp set featured there. So it has strawberries on it. So I'm just trying to get an overall coat of color on here. I really was not intending on doing 3 cards tonight, but here we are. Because, like, as I started the video, I was very scatterbrained. I'm like, I don't know what I'm doing. I'm like, oh, there's 3 cards. So then just add a little more shading. Not a lot more, just something. I can always tweak later. And a little more. Yeah, that's looking a little better as I'm adding a little more detail. It's a little better. It's coming along. And let's get a little bit down here. And that's 1 of 3. What helps, in my opinion, when you're coloring, have a really good pencil sharpener. It makes a huge difference, in my opinion. Oh my gosh. I don't know about you. I'm just reading your message now. I'm doing a little better. I'm still wiped out here. Today I took the day off because I'm like, I am just beyond sick. I'm doing a little better tonight, but it's still a long ways to go. So that's 1 of 3. Let's quickly get these ones colored in because we got 3 whole cards to make tonight, and they're gonna be lots of fun. It's like earlier today, I wasn't even sure if I was going to do a video yet, the way I was feeling. Hence, I didn't really post any teasers or mention of it until I'm like, I'm going live. Here we go. It's just been, yeah, it's been a rough week. Not fun getting sick, eh? Oh. You know what? How disorganized I am tonight, I totally forgot to set for the prizes. Oh my god. For last week's video. Wow. That's how much I'm out of it. I didn't even get that figured out yet. I just went live and, hey, we're going live. We're crafting. Wow. Yeah, my headspace is so out. So I'll try to remember the end of the video. But I really, really want to get these cards done. Because I think this will be fun. But I can show you a card I made last night. Some of you have seen it privately. Here, let's do a little. Look at that. Look at the pretty card I made last night. Anyway, I keep rubbing my eyes for some reason. Pretty, pretty. So that one last night, since we're gonna, as I'm coloring, I'll talk about some of the stuff. So something new I've been starting. I don't know if any of you have noticed. I'm kind of doing a card a day thing. Oh my goodness. I really got something in my eye. Ah! Yeah. Yay. It's gonna be a fun day. So I started doing a thing called card a day, or scrappy card a day, where this is made with scraps of papers, like this piece of scraps. And it turned out quite nicely. Now that one actually really, really like. And I've done a few more. This is another scrappy. That's another scrappy. That's another scrappy. Now I stopped coloring. That's another scrappy. I cannot show you what else I'm working on over here because they're the drafts for my July card class, which I am not done designing. If you're interested in my July card class, please let me know ASAP. Because registration for that is ending very soon. Because I need to know how many materials to make first. I need to finish designing. Step one. And then once I know how many people's, I can plan to see, do I have enough materials or do I need to order some more? No biggie. That's why I have the deadline a month before, so I know what's going on for planning. Alright, so I don't know, what do you think of these cards? My scrappy cards. So I was considering, do I do something interactive with the scrappy thing? I'm back and forth on an incentive thing. What that means exactly, I'll maybe fill another day. I got ideas in my mind. But then I'm back and forth. But I know this is just I just decided last couple days, just dive in. Do a scrappy card a day. See what happens. Tonight is not a scrappy card. It can be, but it's not. Because I'm going full on Stampin' Up tonight. But I personally love the whole scrappy card concept. It's one of my faves. Okay, I got something under the table here. I can feel it. Alright, and just continue this on. This is going to take a while. So I dare you all to try a scrappy card, seriously, because I think they're fun. And it doesn't have to be anything perfect, just using whatever materials you got kicking around. Come up with something interesting. And how I made those ones is I started with white cardstock. And I took a piece of white scrap. I don't know, I think it's like 4.5 by, I don't know, 3 or something. Just whatever size, kind of works to fit on there. And I cut the strips of paper. They're 1/2 inch each for the thickness. And then just glue them on and then trim and keep gluing to make the abstract pattern. And then that gets and then that panel gets glued on to the card base with dimensionals. And then just throw something on top. It could be anything. And I've been using some old paper pumpkin stamps. That floral one is really, really nice. And some of these cards were based on a layout that I saw online. That I decided I'll try my own version and see what happens. And a lot of these materials, these scrappy materials, is coming from our good friend Elaine. She's been donating supplies, so I've been putting them to good use this week. There we go. So we've got this coming along. Now, I got that filled in lightly, kind of, sorta. Come back in, add some detail where there should be some darker spots. Like so, and a little bit in the side, because that can's leaning up against the other one. And same thing. Go a little harder, stronger. I could have grabbed the second card to blend with the gray, but I'm like, no, the gray's good enough. We don't need too extravagant of colors. Okay, that's coming along nicely. And then the third can on the second set. There we go. Alright, so we got 2 of the 3 sets done. Let's finish the coloring of the gray on this one. Anyway. So far good. That's come along nicely. Coloring can take a long time, friends, but still really, really cool. How do you like my circle? You can see me, right? Hi. How do you like it? That was a new thing I added tonight. I'm loving it. Alright. So any plans for the long weekend, anybody? Us? We don't even know yet. It's one of these too many ideas on the go and not enough time to execute it all. The doodles are getting a haircut on Saturday, so that is a definite. We got to do that. And we might be doing some crafting on the road. We're not sure if we're ready for that step yet. Or we might do a little bit of, not like full 1 day travel, but a little bit of, relax, go somewhere nice, have a bit of a summer type day. So we're kind of up in the air on our plans this weekend. All right, the gray is done. Okay, I need a moment. I gotta clean my glasses because I cannot see a thing. Let me clean my glasses because I'm coloring this and I'm like, I can't even see very well. Like, I'm actually sweating. Oh my god, it's hot in here right now. The joys of no air conditioning. Okay. That's a little better. Okay. So let's put these off to the side for a moment. I just wanted to show a little bit of, hey, what I've been up to lately. Fun, fun, fun. Alright, so let's bring in the reds. So, this put off to the side. That's going to be a different color scheme. So a great way of having the scrap paper is being able to see what do the colors look like. There we go. That way I can know what sequence to keep them in. So I just rearrange them into the sequence I like. So then this side gets the lighter red. And this is real red. And I'm doing more or less the same as what I did here, just so we have an idea of what I'm doing. I might went a little heavy on that red, but that's okay. I still think it's going to be cool. So just get the can more or less shaded in lightly. And then come back in. And just kind of work in some details, kind of like what I've done already. So it's coming along like nicely. And then come on the other side here, same thing, bring in some detail. So there we go. Quite nicely. Not bad, eh? That's one done. So let's do the second one. Same thing, same color. I know, I'm so focused. I got so quiet. That's the recording. Especially when you try to focus. Do a little bit of shading. Oh my goodness. Sorry. Gotta love sinus to say. That has been my week. Alright, so let's just come along. And then this side. Getting a sharpener. Sharpener is important. There is another way to color with the ink, but that requires a little more watercolory paper stuff. But I'm like, yeah, not tonight. You know. Alright, that's looking better. Just want to get a little more at the bottom. Okay, first red is done. So this is looking cool. So the second red will be the right ones. But actually, because I'm right-handed, let's do the darker red now. And then we'll do this medium red after. Just for ease of, you know, some consistency. So the color to come up next is Cherry Cobbler. So here we go. I'm just trying to get an overall kind of sort of filled in. It's a little messy, but that's okay. Alright, so I got that somewhat filled in. And then again on the sides, kind of darkened up a little. Amazing the color difference, eh? So that's looking pretty cool. Amazing the color difference, eh? From one red that looks orange to another red. That's the Stampin' Up! Colors. So that's looking really good, eh? I'm loving it. All right, down here again. Just trying to get a rough color on there, and then just kind of finesse it with a little bit of shading. And then really it's just the same technique over and over on how I did these and how I'm doing that. But I think it looks really, really cool. Alright, let's get this side. This side. I think this one's got a little less color than the upper one, but that's okay. Just kind of working a little. There we go. That's 2 of the 3. Now the last red, that looks really good, eh? Let's give it a sharpen. So this red, for clarifying, this is a no name, okay? Because I occasionally do have other supplies, and I'm not promoting it. I just, occasionally, it's like, hey, I just need a different red. So, there we go. Especially as Stampin' Up! Does retire some colors from time to time. Some of the colors I have for their watercolor pencils actually have retired. Which ones? I don't know. I haven't figured it out. I'm sure I can figure it out, but not right now. And the quality of this pencil is not as good as what we've been using, I will admit, but it will still kind of do its job. There we go. It actually looks pretty good. So now the last one for this set, and then we gotta do some blues for the other set. Oh, I'm getting chirped. Oh yeah, someone's liking one of my videos on YouTube. Okay, change. Because I'm right-handed, it just helps to be able to move the paper around, in my opinion. So anytime you have questions about coloring, give me a shout. I will try my best to answer. Just when I get right into coloring, I am like super, super focused, as you can see. And there we go. There's the reds done. Oh my god, it looks awesome. Now, Let me just double check. I got nothing stuck on the paper because I do get a little bit of nicks here and there. We gotta do blues because I want to do something for our American friends. So what are the American colors? So red, white, and blue. So we're gonna add some blues to this, which I think might be fun. So I have here, I've got Night of Navy, I've got Pacific Point, I got blue. I'm just seeing what else I have. I also have another balmy blue. I think I have like 4 Stampin' Up! Blues. Okay. So let's kind of see what these look like to decide. That one's too dark. That one looks almost the same, to be honest. Okay. To be fair, they look almost the same. So let's go with... I'll do balmy blue. And then we'll do a red. How's that? We'll do... cherry cobbler, I think. So this might look very interesting. So let's put those away as well. Do a quick moment of reset. I got the gray here, which I don't need anymore. So we'll do 2 colors. We'll do blue and red. So it'll be the cherry cobbler with the blues. Alrighty. So here we go. Same technique as earlier. Coloring is a labor of love. Alright, let's work in a little more detail on this side. Okay, so that's fizztastic. Let's bring in the red. Oh, thank you, Jenny. I'm loving this too. I didn't think I was going to get this much into it tonight, but I really am. And yes, my videos are almost always long when I do long form. I know, I gotta, like, part of why they're so long is before I started recording, I didn't know I was doing 3 cards. It's like once I start, the inspiration takes over, and this is what happens. And that is my favorite way of crafting. Like, over the past year, I have really gotten better with trying to have a plan. But sometimes there is no plan. Like, and there's times where I've done a video, things totally don't work out, or I can't do it. So I'm like, okay, well, let's improvise, and let's do a different project. Alright, so there's the red, and we're just going to do another one in the blue. Just that way, a little bit of a different theme. And I want to pick out some papers for this one shortly. All right, this has come on quite nicely, and I think we're good on the coloring. Finally. Hey, I love coloring, but sometimes it's like it's a lot. Okay, so there is our 3 cool sets. So I'm just gonna put my pencils away before I make a further mess. And then we're gonna have to dig and find some blue cardstock. And the end is near for the card making. But I still gotta do some sort of prizes tonight. So I'm just looking for some blue. I should have a piece of blue something here. I better. Actually, let's see how this would look. Yeah, let's just use one of these. This is just, you know, something. Let's just go with that. Why not? Let's make it unique. I'm like, that might work. Okay, so now here's the fun part. Is let's cut these out. So scissors again. And then here we go. So, literally we gotta cut these out. The shapes total, not individually out. So, because they're stamped together, keep them together. And then just keep going. And they're pretty easy to cut out. Just gotta be careful what you're doing. And just keep cutting around and around and around until you have them all cut out. And this takes a lot of good focus too. So something when you're curving edges, move the paper, not the scissors. It makes it look better. Because if you try to keep the paper still and move the scissors, it doesn't come out as good. If that makes any sense. Because as you can see, I'm curling, not curling, but I'm moving the paper to follow the scissors kind of thing. So that's another trick of the night. I'm full of tricks tonight, eh? So that's one set done. See how easy that was to actually cut out? Once you kind of get the feel for what you're doing. So now let's do it again. So again, as you can see, I'm keeping my scissors relatively aligned straight ahead, relatively. And then I'm using the paper to kind of cut those round sections of the pop can. And then if need be, pull out, start again. When you got like a really tight edge there. And what's cool about these is even though these two are like pretty much the same, they're still a little different of how I stamped them. So super, super cool. And then one more. There we go. 2 of the 3 are cut. And I'm just going to put my scraps away. Alright, and then lastly, So because that other panel is still good, I'm just going to cut and put this away. These are note cards. I don't usually use note cards, but they are really great materials to stamp on. Hence where the coloring and the stamping on these papers turned out really nicely tonight. Alright, so that's put away. That's another piece of garbage. More garbage. I do recycle paper. Somebody's getting thirsty, I know. It's like, yeah, I'm going with like how I envision Canada Day is Canada Day, a lot of people go drinking. And you know what? That is a great way to make any sort of greeting card with the color theme that can still be useful for other holidays or celebrations or anything really. Oh, I know, thirsty, eh? I'm loving this too. This is a lot of fun. And I know I'm so silent, I'm all talked out. It's like, what do I have to talk about? Stuff that's not relevant for this channel. It's just been a hard last couple weeks. Stress and all. There we go. Okay, we're done cutting for that fussy cutting. Okay, so we got our 3 sets. Now, I still need a second one of those, or third actually. So I'm just going to use the red because I think the red's just going with the theme tonight. So these are older papers, but still really, really good. So let's get a quick cut and measurement on what those are because I have no idea what these sizes are. It doesn't have to be exact. Okay, so 1 3/4. Okay, cool. So let's cut me a 1 3/4 by 5 1/4. And there we go. Hey Kim, thanks for watching. We're doing Canada Day vaguely meets drinking theme. That's like the theme for tonight. So I got 3 cards on the go. Now we can finally assemble, because this took me like a long time to make tonight. So let's get... Oh, one of these is not the same size. Okay. Alright, doesn't matter. It'll still work. Alright, so we got 3 versions. So we're going to start with stuff, as I'm trying to find out all my pieces here. I gotta find all my pieces. Okay, so we got 3 versions that we're doing. So here's all the assembly ready to go. So let's grab a piece of Sweet Sorbet retired cardstock because it's a great color actually. Bone folder. So this is card 1. Card 1. So they're all going to be landscapes. So this I made earlier. This I just cut a 5 1/4 by 4 inch piece of white cardstock. I scored 1/2 inch all across, and then I used the Sweet Sorbet red ink and the little basic gray ink to create this faux wood green pattern, which looks really, really cool. It's so easy to make. This you can do. You don't need any die cut and embossing. All you need is literally cardstock, some ink, the paper trimmer with the scoring blade, and away you go. It is a really great technique. Our team featured this recently in our playdate, virtual playdate, and everyone was like, oh my god, that's so cool. So that is awesome. It is a really great technique for any beginners. And you don't even have to put the score marks on it. You can just use it as is and just play with the inks across the surface. It is so much fun. Alrighty, so let's lay that down because that looks really, really cool. And apparently, I don't know how to cut my sizes. I don't know how to cut my sizes today. Okay, what happened here? What did I do? Let's find out. Okay, this sheet is accurate. This sheet is not. That's 5.5. Okay. So, yeah. I sure know how to not cut paper properly today. So, where's my dimensional sheet? I just had it. There, let's put the dimensionals back on. I might lose 2 dimensionals, and that's okay. No, I have not been drinking tonight. I might as well be. Okay, so let's... Oh, I still got stuck to my finger. Okay, so those dimensionals might be ruined, but that's okay. I only lost 2 out of 5. So give that a quick cut. There we go. Neat little strip. So let's re-glue that. Okay. So let's glue that back on. I think they're still good. There we go. We're still good. It's a good thing I caught it before I glued it down. All right. All right, so here we go. So let's glue that on. Cool. All right. So then next up, we got this strip of the sweet sorbet because I really want that on there, personally. Now, for some reason, one is not like the other. So let's put the one that's a little thicker off to the side. Yeah! No, nobody's perfect. That's a song I like. I don't know if anybody's into Hannah Montana. I know, kind of embarrassing. I watched a show a while back, and the song Nobody's Perfect is just adorable. There's something about kids' entertainment that has those wholesome life messages that really helps. So there we go. So I just glued that sweet sorbet on there, almost like our tabletop. And then lastly, that's going to go on with dimensionals, and that's card 1. Now, I'd play the song, but, you know, Facebook and YouTube have a thing of, you know, copyright and whatever, so I'm not going to play the song right now. But it's just, I don't know, it's just one of those weird songs that just kind of works for me. It's like reminding people that, you know, just keep trying, keep doing the best you can. Eventually, you know, we'll find what works. And, yeah, like I at one point years ago, I was doing a coloring project for one of my nephews for Christmas, and it was Thomas the Tank Engine thingy, the train one. And I actually watched seasons of the show to try to figure out the colors of one of the train cars. And I actually really enjoyed it. So I just put it on with dimensionals, and there we go. There is a really neat drinking. It could be a birthday card. It could be any sort of card that is loosely... No, I'm not going to sing. I don't know the lyrics. Anyway, so this is the card 1. Really cool, eh? And yes, I'll put in the white panel after, once I cut one properly. So that's card 1. Really, really neat. So card 2 is a little different. The same, but different. So let's fold this in half. Let's see if I got my sizes right. So in that case, one of these is not going to be like the other. Yep, there we go. One of these is a different length. So let's bring that back in and give this a quick cut. I'll do it on that side. And I'll explain this sheet, how it's different in a moment. There we go. Okay, so this is what I did differently, is another white piece. This time, I used an embossing folder. Let me grab the folder. And ran it through. It's a smaller folder. It doesn't do the full sheet. But I did this stripes and splatters one to get that texture. So on the textured side, same as earlier, I ran the gray and the red ink across to get that really neat texture. Really cool, eh? And the last embossing folder, I did the embossing folder, but no ink, just to show the difference. So really, really neat. And then while I'm thinking about it, I'm going to glue this piece on now. All right, there we go. Oh, that looks really cool. And then that's going to go on with dimensionals when I find them. So this version is a little more stepped up. It requires some tools. It requires the die cut and embossing machine in a embossing folder. But really great for crafters who want to go another level. It's an investment for some of the tools, but it is really, really fun. So if you want to see all the steps to make this card, you gotta go back an hour and a half ago after the replay and see all the steps. If you want to know how all this is made. Because I really didn't mean to go for, you know, a 2-hour video, but it kind of went that way. So there we go. Glue that on. And then, again, this whole red one. They both look really cool, eh? It's the same card, just different background. And what's great about this technique is you can make your own designer series paper without requiring much more additional tools. I'm really loving these cards, actually. And then we gotta do the American one in a few minutes after with this one. Oh, thanks, Jenny. And thanks, Kim. And thanks everybody else who's watching. And I hope you like my circle. Hi! I just added that tonight. Alright, so that's card 2. Okay. You know what? This one's really cool, too, with that background. They're both, it's the same card, just different how I did the white paper. Really cool. Now the last one. I just grabbed this from a box. Don't ask me where it's from, because I can't tell you. Big box store galore. So I'm just going to glue that onto the white. For some reason, this white piece looks a little bland, eh? But that's okay. Just to kind of show the difference of more or less the same card. I'm just checking which side's which. I want to make sure my textured side is up, not down. And then that's just going to go on. It's still really cool. Not the same though, eh? It's kind of losing something. Actually, I'm going to trim this down a little more. I just feel it needs a little more wiggle room. So let's go 5-inch. And then we'll trim off the bottom. We'll go, that's 4. We'll do 3 3/4. It just might look a little better. There we go. Yeah, it just feels a little better. I don't know. Maybe it's the blue background, but I'll just roll with it. So dimensionals for that again. All right, there we go. Just kind of punch them on, make sure they're on there well. And we are almost done the card making. Only took me an hour and a half. All right, and then lay that centered. Alrighty, and then get dimensionals on there. Yeah, that white just, it's like something's missing, eh? But still looks, it made it look better when I put the pop cans on there. Thanks for watching, Kim. Alright, there we go. So let's get the pop cans on there. I'll go a little higher. Actually, that looks pretty good, even with that white. Okay, there we go. All 3 cards are done. And then these scraps, I'm just going to throw into a scrap pile because I keep a pile of scraps for a reason. For a future project, I'm sure you're going to know what that is in the future, but give me time. I will reveal when I'm ready to reveal. But these are super useful. So, what do you think of the 3 cards? Let's kind of line them up a little better. I got to know. Anybody who's watching currently or anybody who's catching the replay, let me know which 3 you like. Like, which one do you like better? Did they all look awesome? Is one a little better than the other? And then, just to throw more confusing into the mix, that's the original one that I made with the general concept. But it's interesting how, I want to talk about this for a moment, is, so the first one I did, I just used white cardstock, And then I just used some scrap papers and then pink, pink, pink. Really interesting. And I have a little bit of bling on there. And then it's fun once you change from white cardstock to like a red or another color, it really changes the card. All three you can't choose. Yeah, I get you. Anyway, it's really, really cool. Okay. Now I need a piece of paper because we still gotta do last week's draw because I really should do it. Or else I'm gonna get all behind again. So, but so far I'm loving these two. I think this one with that embossed folder looks really good. This is nice. Like at least the folder's on there. Once you move it and pick it up, it looks good. It could use some bling, but I think I'm gonna leave it for now. Like, but that looks really, really cool. All right, so let's put these off to the side. I gotta grab my phone, grab some notes. I have a quick list on my phone for last week's draw, like for the names of the people. Let me grab a pen, because I was really not prepared for this. This is what happens when I fall out of routine. I have no idea what I'm doing. So last week, based on what I know, we had 4 people. And here's the fun part. What was last week's card? Anybody remember? I think we did the new paper pumpkin kit. Yeah, I think we did. Let me double check. I also want to double check if there's any other names that were missing since I made my list during the week. And there's an easy way. I just go back to the video. There's the video. Okay, I don't want to actually play it. That did not work as well as I thought. Okay, I usually do this on a computer. It's not the same on a phone. Go back to before last Saturday. Well, that's going way back. Oh, I think I need to go back a little further. So June 20th, there's the comments. I'm just going to do a quick scroll. Make sure I got everyone. I've liked the people's comments. Just seeing if there's anybody new. Then I gotta check to see. Yeah, it was the new paper pumpkin kit. Okay. I just want to make sure I'm not missing any names. Yeah, okay, that's it. It was the 4 names. Awesome. Hey, Donna! Thanks for watching. Okay, Donna. Before I totally... because I'm going on way too long tonight, here's the 4 cards. Or 3, technically. This was the inspiration, and then these 3 I made in tonight's super lengthy, nearly 2-hour video. Alright, so now I know for last week's draw, we need 4 names. So I'm just grabbing my pile of spinny wheels. So everyone who's comments in tonight's video is eligible to win. Well, you can win that card too if you really want, but eligible to win my somewhat Canada Day themed greeting card. Because I know Jenny offered the Canada Day theme, and I was kind of like, it's a cool idea, but like, I didn't want it to be totally Canada Day, because Canada Day is like, you blink and it's gone, and then it's a whole year goes by until we have another one. Because I don't know who gives out cards for Canada Day, to be honest. I've never. It's not my common theme. I don't know who celebrates it, other than, you know, we have it's summer, it's partying, get drunk, or get, you know, into, you know, summer mode or whatever. Alright, so let's get the spinning wheel going for last week's card. And I'll recap what last week was in just a moment. Let me make sure that's working. That's working. I know, Jenny. It's like, you know what? Even though I went with the idea, last year I did do a Canada Day and an Independence Day cards, and it didn't come out as nice as these. I think it was last year. Could have been a year before. I don't know. But look how cool these are. These are really, really neat. Alrighty. So let's do a quick peek at last week's cards. And we really gotta wrap up this video. This is way too long tonight. So last week, was the Life is Sweet new paper pumpkin kit. We made this beautiful card, that beautiful card. Now, FYI, I modified 2 at ease because I threw on white cardstock, but that's just me because I split up the card bases. So the prize for tonight is one of these cards. Alrighty. And then next week will be one of these. I actually really, really like these. These are really cool. Alrighty. So here we go. So I always like to start with, I'm right-handed. So, or I don't know. Now I'm getting all myself all confuffled here. Alright, so we got 4 names. I'm just going to give a test spin. Okay. Give another test spin. Make sure it's seated well, because I really should get more Brad clips for doing this. Alright, here we go. Winner of last week's card. And it is number 3, Elaine. Oh my gosh, she's going to love it, because she really likes that kit. And she's actually getting a refill for that. So, Life is Sweet card. Alright, I'll have to find out which one she wants out of the 3. There we go. And that's it. Okay. It's been crazy. And this is one of my leftover. I was going to keep these as a souvenir, but I'm like, nah, scrap paper is good. Scrap paper is good. So there we go. Okay, friends. Thank you for indulging me on this super long crafting video. And I hope you really enjoyed. You know what? I am actually really liking these cards. I gotta keep showing them. I'm gonna do some pictures. I'll probably do a short reel. I'll post on the social medias in the short once I get off this. I gotta walk the doodles because they're like, Mommy, it's walk time. Yes, it is. All right. Feel free. Let me know which card you like best. We made these 3 tonight. If you want to see the full step-by-step, that's what this entire video is. Fully step-by-step. I came into this without a plan other than I kind of knew red. And here we go. Thank you so much for watching. Hey, Angelique. Hey, everybody's checking in tonight. Awesome. These are really cool. And these are so generically great that they can be for any sort of occasion. It doesn't have to be Canada Day. It could be someone who really likes soda pop. It could be someone who likes a different type of drink. Here we go. Yes. Awesome. Alrighty. Have a great night, everyone. Bye for now.